I want to begin by showing you a video. A terror attack caught on camera. Look at this. This is Kabul, an assassination attempt on the Vice President of Afghanistan. Amarullah Saleh, a staunch opponent of the Taliban, he survived this attack. The bomb shattered car windows. The entire area was filled with black smoke. This is a crowded roundabout in Kabul with mechanic shops and crockery stores. The bomb destroyed everything in its range. Afghanistan's Ministry of Interior issued a statement. It says the bomb was placed on a hand cart. It was detonated remotely. This is the second attempt on the Afghan Vice President's life. He posted a video message about 2 hours after the attack. Listen to this.
A huge and horrific explosion targeted our convoy while we were driving to work. A number of my brave bodyguards were wounded and were evacuated to the intelligence service hospital. My younger son Abdullah, who was with me during the attack, is fine. Me and my son sustained some minor burns on our faces, and my hand was slightly injured because the wave of the explosion was very strong and melted the windows of the vehicle. Unfortunately, there is property damage also. A number of civilians were wounded. The place where the explosion happened was a very narrow street.
So who is responsible for this? Reports say the Haqqani network is the prime suspect. This is a group backed by Pakistan's intelligence agency, the ISI. The Haqqani network is an offshoot of the Taliban. It is headed by Sirajuddin Haqqani, a deputy leader of the Taliban. Sirajuddin Haqqani was recently tested positive for the Wuhan virus, and according to some claims, he was treated by a Pakistani military hospital, possibly in Rawalpindi. If the world still needs proof of Pakistan's terror sponsorship, here it is. With the FATF sword still hanging on its neck, Pakistan continues to back terrorists. But this attack in Afghanistan could not have been timed worse. It may push Pakistan closer to an FATF blacklist. The FATF is the Financial Action Task Force. It is the global terror watchdog. It will meet in a few days from now to decide Pakistan's fate. The country remains on the grey list, which means Pakistan does not qualify for many international loans and investment projects. A blacklist will sound the death knell for the Pakistan economy. Imran Khan is trying to avoid it. Islamabad must show proof of action against terror groups. Guess what the government did? It played a political game. Instead of clamping down on terrorists, Imran Khan is playing politics. Let me explain. His government introduced 2 bills in parliament. The opposition shot them down, both of them. What were these bills? The Second Amendment to the Anti-Money Laundering Bill and the Islamabad Capital Territory Waqf Properties Bill. Both of these bills are about curbing money laundering and terror financing. Both have been voted down by the upper house of the Pakistani parliament. The result is this: Pakistan can show no progress in curbing terrorism. The FATF's list of demands is very clear. Earlier this year, Pakistan was evaluated on 27 action points. How did it fare? It failed in 13 of them. There were 4 broad parameters on which Pakistan did not comply. 1, anti-money laundering and terror financing. Pakistan failed. 2, prosecution and penalizing terror financing. Again, Pakistan failed. 3, transparency and secrecy in financial institutions, fail. And 4, implementing an effective national mechanism to check illegal funding of terrorist outfits. Pakistan failed on all the 4 counts. It remains on the grey list. Downgraded by the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the Asian Development Bank and the European Union. And now, things are set to get worse. So Imran Khan is ready with his plan to evade responsibility. He's already blaming the opposition for Pakistan's poor record. You see, he cannot stop the terrorists, but he can certainly go after the opposition parties. But here's another question. Why have the opposition parties of Pakistan rejected the bills? Because they believe that Imran Khan will misuse them. He will target the opposition and not the terrorists of Pakistan. This country has two main opposition parties, the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, PMLN, which is Nawaz Sharif's party, and the Pakistan People's Party of the Bhutto Zardaris. Both dynasties, both against the bills, and both at the receiving end of Imran Khan's anti-corruption crackdown. They particularly oppose one provision in the money laundering bill. Let me tell you what it says. It says that anyone suspected of money laundering could be detained without trial for up to 90 days. And the investigators would not even need to submit any major evidence in court. This detention of 90 days can be extended at will. Something like this, a law like this, will give the government sweeping powers. The opposition will not let that happen, even if it means an FATF blacklist for Pakistan. You see, politics is always about self-preservation. So what happens to the bills? They've been sent back to the lower house. Imran Khan has called for a new session of parliament next week to pass them. He is desperate to get them through because Pakistan needs more aid, it needs loans, and without an all clear from the FATF, it will not get any.